Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining Avenu Insight and Analytics on our another leg of our webinar series here. This one to how to digitally transform your ERP system with Avenu's banner for HR and finance. I want to thank everybody for taking time in the day here. What should be a 35, 40-minute presentation. And let's go through who today's speakers are going to be. First off, an introduction of myself, Al Ailes. I'm a senior client executive at Avenu, responsible for sales in the finance and tax business unit. Joining me and doing the heavy lifting on today's presentation will be Brenda Chicoine. Brenda is a senior support analyst with Avenu, and Grace Hill. Grace also a senior support analyst. So between the three of us here, we're going to try and give you a high-level overview of the Banner ERP solution and explain to you, I guess, the inherent benefits of the product, some of the ease of use and the functionality. And why don't we jump right into an agenda? I guess I'd like to start first with just an explanation of how this will work. We're all familiar with Microsoft Teams, I'm sure. If you have questions, and we do have a dedicated section on the bottom for Q&A, I'd ask that you just go ahead and use the chat feature of Microsoft Teams. Enter those questions in, and when we have, we'll have a dedicated slot at the end of the presentation to go through any questions that come in through the chat during the presentation. We're going to start out with an introduction. We're going to go through a quick company overview. Who is Avenu? Where are we located? We're going to go in depth on the solution. We're going to jump into the human resources side of the house first. Excuse me. And then we'll go through a finance review of the financial features of the product. And both of these will be accompanied with slides and a demo in the application, so you can actually see what the Banner solution looks like. So with that, I'm going to kick things off here and just give a quick explanation of who Avenu is. Who do we serve? What does our community look like? 40 plus years of experience, presence in all 50 states and in 5 provinces of Canada, 850 employees, and with any government entity or government provider, our value comes from our employees. A lot of domain expertise. We have a lot of folks that were former assessors or worked in appraisal offices for years and years, providing us that domain expertise. So 850 plus folks in the Avenu team providing a great value to our customers. 3,000 state and local governments are who we serve. And you can see we're located in Centerville, Virginia is our headquarters, right where the star is in Virginia, and the blue dots representing our customer locations. So I mentioned that I work for the finance and tax business unit. We have a number of solutions within this business unit that I'm responsible for marketing and selling. Some of those solutions are tax billing and collection, transaction and land management software, appraisal software, CAMA, and we're looking at and narrowing in today on the ERP Banner Finance and HR solution. So again, 550 county and city administrations we serve. We have 100 plus Avenu Finance and HR customers, which are using our current product or our legacy solution. What Banner is coming together between 2 companies, Avenu and Ellucian, and a partnership that we've had for over 20 years, taking the Ellucian product, which is mainly used in higher education for finance and HR, and really tailoring and crafting that solution to work for local government. Avenu implements and supports our customers. The Ellucian piece of this, they came in, they have over 1,500 customers using the Banner product and on the ERP solution with Ellucian. And really their focus was delivering modern solution for finance and HR. And it really is a modern take on a very antiquated platform, right? Everybody knows how to use accounts receivable, finance, produce purchase orders, but it was really coming together with Ellucian to give you beautiful software, if I can go so far as to say, that gives you the ability to not only see all of your information in dashboards and look at all of your information, but using analytics, get that data to you in a much better fashion. And because I get to kick things off as the moderator here, I cherry picked one of my favorite slides in today's environment, and we all know what the last 9 months have been for everyone. Any device, anywhere, anytime. Banner is a mobile application, and the need for that has never been so great as the last 9 months that we've all endured here, and to be able to work anywhere at any time. That's one of the key benefits of our solution, is that it's on any platform as well. So while you see an iPhone and an iPad here, it certainly works on the iOS platform. It'll work on an Android platform or Microsoft tablet, but the ability to take it anywhere at any time is a key benefit of our software. So with that, since I took a little bit of thunder away from the team, I'm going to turn it over to Brenda, who's going to go through human resources and give you an overview of the Banner administration portion of the product. Brenda?
Thank you, Al. So in this list, I would like to talk about Banner Human Resources, as it lets you manage every aspect of HR, from recruitment integration, employee compensation management, unique payrolls, leave management, and supports your budget policies and procedures. You can do it all on this platform while creating a secure and stable environment for you and your staff. Pardon me. Here's a list of HR modules within the solution, and these modules strengthen administrative capabilities. As we know, human resources needs to factor in organizational complexities, whether you're tracking personal activities, modeling salary and budget adjustments, or managing employee compensation for different groups of employees. I would like to expand on a few of those key features. Position management, you can plan, budget, and track positions. Employment and compensation administration manages and tracks employment, benefits, and leave plans. Also, Banner delivers employee history tracking pages and queries for you to view this information. We have health and safety tracking, which supports entering and reporting of health and safety information, as well as satisfies the Occupational Safety and Health Act requirements. We also have employee relation, which manages bargaining unit membership, labor contracts, and grievance tracking. We have benefits administration, which manages just that. Benefits and deductions, along with supporting Family Medical Leave Act, COBRA, let's say open enrollment, new hire, life events, as well as you're able to track your beneficiary and dependents. This module also supports mass changes for benefits and deductions, as well as the Affordable Care Act in both printed and electronic filing of the 1095Cs, as well as your organizational filing of your 1094Cs to the government. We have leave management, which is processing within Banner HR, and includes all the rules for your accrual and utilization, and leave is processed according to your rules, your policies, such as leave with or without pay, FEMLA, paid time off, such as vacation, PTO, sick, and so forth. Also, employees and supervisors can view leave balances and history, as well as they can request leave in advance for approvals through self-service, which we'll look at self-service in a moment. We also have payroll processing, which supports all the payroll calculations and adjustments, as well as you're able to track hourly and salary employee nuances. Other key areas within payroll is retro pay processing across past pay periods, and also you can do supplemental payroll processing as well. There's time and attendance reporting, which provides options such as department time entry, web time entry with approvals, as well as you can do third-party time entry, which imports an extracted file from an external timekeeping system or clock system. We also have self-service for employees, which I'm going to show you in a moment, which managers and employees have 24-hour access to their information. Also, Banner Human Resources integrates with Banner Finance. We're able to support payroll, budgeting, position control, as well as our system integrates with other third-party systems, such as any talent management solution you have. So let's take a look at self-service. So as you can see, here's the employee dashboard. And I do want to mention overall self-service improves productivity. HR and payroll departments currently update, employee records. They're answering benefit questions, and they're doing other day-to-day tasks that sometimes chip away at your staff's productivity. They also limit your staff's ability to deliver those specialized services to employees and managers. So to give your staff more time to focus on those efforts, Banner Human Resources provides employees with a self-service option for those routine inquiries. Also, you're able to allow changes to personnel, direct deposits, benefits, and there is this whole section on the pay information that also answers some common questions. So I'm going to walk you through the dashboard on some key features. The first one is, this is the employee dashboard, but I want to mention that you can have an avatar display here, or you can add the employee's picture if you choose to do so. In addition to that, in the My Profile section, this is where the employee can see their personal information, such as address, emergency contacts, and emails. And you are able to allow your employee to make updates as needed, or if you want to configure the system to be display only, you can as well. In addition to them viewing their information, there's also a section called My Team. And this is for supervisors, where they get to see a list of their direct reports, and they also have access to the personal information of their employees, such as their leave balance, their address, emergency contact, and so forth. Another key feature that really helps with reducing phone calls is the leave balance. The system will display the leave balance in detail, but it would also displays it in summary. But if an employee would like to go down and drill down and look at previous payrolls, they can continue to do that. They'll be able to see all their usage and accruals at any point in time and any payroll. In addition to the leave, we also have this whole section down here that we'll walk through. We have pay information. This is just that. The employee is able to see their pay stub, the most current pay stub or all pay stubs, direct deposit, and look at some history. But if we look at a pay stub, we can see that it's quite lengthy, because I wanted to show that it can handle many jobs and many earnings. There's also a printer friendly function, which allows you to push this out to your community so that they can print their own invoices, especially for direct deposits. So in addition to the pay stub, we also have an earnings section. It just basically provides the employee the ability to look at their year-to-date earnings, as well as they're able to slice and dice their data by a date range or also by position. In addition to that, we have the benefit section. And the benefit section allows for employees to do many things, but they can look at their current enrollment. They can also update their beneficiaries and dependents or view that. But in particular, this is the area, depending on the time of year, an employee can make changes to their benefits, such as a life event, like a birth of a child or a marriage, or maybe it's open enrollment, where you're opening up renewal for the year. Or perhaps it's a new hire. And if it was a new hire, they would see new hire enrollment, where I'm a new hire and you're going through orientation and you want that person to enroll online. So Banner supports that all within the Banner section. Another key feature is this tax area. This allows employees to look at their W-4 withholdings, as well as they can make changes. There's also a section for electronic consent. If an employee electronically consents, they'll be able to print their 1095-Cs for ACA processing or their W-2 online. If not, they'll still be able to view it. There's also W-2 correction. I do want to mention, if there's any Canadian folks, we also support the T4s and other Canadian regulatory as well. We also have a job summary section, and this person is a very, very busy person, but here's a list of all their jobs, and they can drill down and get more details as needed. And then there's an employee summary section, which basically gives the employee their current hire dates and any adjusted service dates that need to be tracked, what department, and so forth. So in addition to that, we have this section called My Activity, and depending on the user's configuration and access, the view will change accordingly. In this case, this particular person is an approver, so they get to see a lot more things than if it was a non-approver. The first thing is My Activities is Enter Time. And this is the area where the employees can access their online timesheet. And self-service web time entry also supports time in and time out if that's part of your organization's policy, as well as clock in and clock out functions. It also supports all aspects of collecting time for hourly and also for salary based on your business needs. The area that I would like to show you is the approved time. So if my employees were submitting their time, I can monitor that at any point in time through this graphic of showing where my timesheets are in the process. I can see all timesheets that are pending my approval. I can see the ones that are in progress, and also I can see the ones that are approved. In addition to that, anytime an employee submits a timesheet and there's any comments, I can view those comments as well. So at this point in time, as a supervisor, I would proceed forward and do my approvals as needed. I do want to mention that there is a report feature, which I think is very helpful. As a manager, if I wanted to see all of the particular payrolls transactions and how much of my department's earnings went to vacation, to sick, or maybe I wanted to see overtime, I can get that through this reporting feature as well. Going back to the employee dashboard, we have some other key features that's involved. We also have the ability to have electronic personal actions, and that provides a paperless approval process for HR transactions, such as hiring an employee, changing a title, or maybe increasing someone's salary or rehiring. So once these personal actions are submitted through self-service by a supervisor or manager, they can be reviewed by management and approved. And then once that's all approved, it gets routed to human resources or payroll, where the employee's record is updated by a click of a button, and all of that information goes right into Banner admin automatically. So that is very helpful, especially with the current situation of mostly people working remote. This has been very helpful. We also have Salary Planner. This authorizes administrative personnel such as HR managers or even department managers to evaluate, plan, and create budgets for any fiscal year, all online. It also allows for mass salary changes any time of the year and also prior to your fiscal year. We also have some key features down over here, which is your pay stub and benefits administrator. Depending on your role, I will be able to see employees' pay stub. That helps me field questions that come through. And if I'm a benefit administrator, if I want to look at all of the life events that came through or my new hires' benefits prior to applying them to the system, I can do that as a benefit administrator. We also have position description. This allows organizations to access and create electronic job descriptions. And this can be routed to hiring managers, or even you can roll this out so that hiring managers create their own job description all online. So this really just helps your HR department create a library of standard templates, and it's easily accessed online for all hiring managers. So basically, position description really allows organizations to take that paper-driven process of job descriptions and create a more streamlined online process to ensure consistency. So now I'm going to stop sharing. Okay. So why Banner HR? Well, Banner HR has a data structure that enables a system that's configurable to reflect your organization policies and procedures, including role security. Banner HR data is interfaced with Banner Finance and Self-Service, which is another key feature. Also, Banner has automated business processes with strengthened decisions, provides efficiencies, and also provides that integrated solution for employees. It also improves productivity. How? By decentralizing and automating some processes across your solution. So for instance, we just looked at self-service a salary planner, which will allow HR and budget offices, as well as department managers, to evaluate, plan, and create budgets for any fiscal year online. You have online job descriptions, which allows organizations to take that paper-driven process and create a more online streamline to ensure consistency with those job descriptions. We also have personal actions, which allow that paperless employee lifecycle processing. We have web time entry, which provides that flexibility to support many types of time entry and with approvals. Again, that is paperless. We also have a paperless option to do benefit enrollment, direct deposit, W-2s, 1095Cs, W-2Cs corrections as well. Overall, Banner HR provides the information on the go for employees for them and their managers on any device. So thank you, Al. At this point, I would like to pass this over to my colleague, Grace.
Thank you, Brenda. Now I have the pleasure of speaking to you and addressing your concerns and hopefully getting you excited about Banner Finance. Banner Finance, it is the unifying suite of solutions that we're hoping the local government will embrace. You can report on any aspect of your adjudication to understand the financial health of your organization. It uniquely and is comprehensive. It's fully integrated Banner Finance. It has seamless support. All of the modules that you see, budget, procurement, fixed assets, payments, charges, even payroll, which Brenda was addressing, they are all smaller parts of one larger whole. The chart of accounts. The chart of accounts is the key to Banner Finance. It defines the accounting distribution used on all transactions processed in the Banner Finance module. The chart of accounts is a systematic classification of accounts, and it is an essential part of Banner Finance accounting system. It is fully customizable to support our clients. You tailor it so that it will fit your needs when you need to support your financial reporting. Create once, and you can use this anywhere. The chart of accounts has a basic hierarchical structure and needs only to be set up once to drive your entire Banner Finance function. And now I just want to tell you why Banner Finance? Well, better yet, why don't I tell you what I get excited about when I think of Banner Finance? The fact that it is easy, intuitive, and mobile. Our users simply fall in love with it. It's a single source of the truth. It is real time, but once posting runs, you've got data in one single source that supports your entire adjudication. It's accurate and timely data so that you can answer those business questions as quickly as you can run a query. It is useful for all of your staff and your constituencies. Performance-driven culture leads to jurisdiction success, and we all know that. So what I'd like to do at this time, without further ado, is once again show you why I am so excited about Banner Finance. So let's share my screen. This is your dashboard when you come in to Banner Finance Self-Service. As you can see by your profile, it'll give you a hello, it'll state your name, and you will only be able to see and use those functions that you have security access to use. Let's take a look. Although you see finance queries, my journal, document approval, deleting templates, budget development, purchase orders, and my requisitions, we're going to take a deeper look into two of these functionalities which kind of pull all the others together. And we're going to start out with my requisitions. This is your dashboard for my requisitions. If you have end users that are creating requisitions so that you can get your goods and services delivered on purchase orders, this would be their main dashboard. As you can see, it's broken up into your draft requisitions, your pending requisitions, and your complete requisitions. And although you only see a few, all you need to do to see all 10, because it will always tell you what you have, is to tell the system you want to view more. When you click on view more, it'll pull up all of the pending requisitions that you have out there. You have the ability to do a little shift shaping. If you want to go by date, or if you want to go by requisition number, you just click on requisition. It'll load by number order. If you want to go by date order, if you want to go by amount order. So there is some very basic customizations in what you pull up on your dashboard. You can see that all of these are in approval. If you wanted more information, because Banner is very big on putting everything online. So one of our biggest bangs would be our online approval process, which is customized to fit the individual needs of the organization. If I want to know where it is in approvals, I can click on my information hot button, and it will give me a list of all of the queues and who has to approve within that queue. So if it's been sitting there for a couple days and it's a hot rush, you can certainly check. You know who you need to reach out to. Hey, can you help me out? Can you expedite this one for me? So you have all that information, and you can follow that all the way through. So it's a very intuitive system that allows you to take care of that. One of the other concerns that our clients will have is, well, they create the requisition. Once they've created the requisition, we never really know when it's a PO. We keep asking if it's a PO yet. We don't know what the PO number is. On their dashboard, once that requisition is turned into a purchase order, they will be able to see the completed requisitions. And let me open that up. On the completed requisitions, there are many things to look at, but once it's been converted to a PO, it'll tell you. And if you need to know that PO number, it'll actually give you the PO number that it's been converted to. Okay? If it's just been assigned to a buyer because it's been transferred from a requisition to the purchase order department, then it'll tell you what buyer it's been assigned to. So once again, if you're following the process of your requisition and you need to know where it is at any point in time, your dashboard will lead you there. It'll let you know exactly what's going on with your PO at any point in time. It'll also let you see that PO. So if you want to look at the PO and what was purchased and where it's being delivered and who your vendor is, you have the ability to look at that purchase order as well. The other great process that comes with this fantastic product is you're able to view this as a PDF. So if you wanted to see it as a PDF, be it a purchase requisition or a real purchase order, you can actually click that. It's always going to tell you this is not negotiable. It's not a valid purchase order. It's just the PDF, but it puts it in a form that's very neat, handy, easy to read on one screen instead of going from page to page. So you have many different options when you're using My Requisition on how to view and see things. The complementary component piece to this is My Finance Query. Well, of course, You have to have budget to make a requisition to turn into a P purchase order in order to get those goods and services delivered. With this dashboard effect of My Finance, you are able to run queries on your budget and then track those queries through your entire fiscal year. And if you need to see the results of what makes up that percentage or what's behind there, you can actually just click on that query and it'll show you. I love the query, the ability to give you a health check. It'll let you know if your budget is healthy and there's money and what's going on with it, but it'll also let you know what's making up those dollars within that budget. You have the ability to see all of the pending documents related to the dollars that you're viewing on your query screen. So if I want to know what's making up those dollars, some are incomplete, some are in approval, and you're saying, well, if it's incomplete, why is it part of my budget? Well, because Banner will commit that budget at the very beginning once a FOPL is attached to it. Why? Because it wants you to know what you have in progress, what you have pending, and what's complete is all part of the picture. If it is ever released, if it's deleted, then that money will go right back to the FOPL line that it was taken off of. And by FOPL, I'm talking about your chart of account budget. You can see the documents. I would be a invoice, P a purchase order, R a requisition. If I wanted to actually look at the document from here, as you may notice, when I hover over it, a line comes under it, and then I get a little hand. If I click, Banner will say, oh, you want to see that invoice? I can certainly take you there and show you what is on that invoice, what's pending being paid. And once again, it's not a real invoice. You're always going to get a disclaimer. These are just handy tools that will allow you to review and see your items in real time as you are doing your research. So not only can you do that, but let's say I've got to go to a meeting. Remember, I stated finance is a real-time system. Once posting runs, your dollars are debited, credited, expense. If I need to run to a meeting, I can simply say, let me download this. I hit that one button that says download. I open it up. I've got an Excel spreadsheet here that is current up into the minute that I actually created it. I can slice and dice it many different ways. I can create columns, I can sum. As well, you know, for my Excel expertise out there, it's all good when you're going out to be able to have a real-time report of where your money is. So Banner is making it very easy. You can run new queries, you can download, you can look at records without moving from your desk. Everything is right at your fingertips in this beautiful dashboard presentation. I'll now quit sharing and return controls of this ship back to Elle.
Thank you, Grace. All right, so I want to thank Brenda as well for the overview. We took a look at Banner HR and we took a look at Banner Finance at a very high level, and certainly appreciate. We had a few questions come in. So once again, if you have a question, if you wanted something explained a little bit better or in a different way, please use the chat feature of Microsoft Teams. Enter that question in, and it'll pop up here. We did have a few come in, so I want to cover those. The first one here, I believe, is for Brenda on Banner HR. How does the product handle processing timesheets if the supervisor cannot approve timesheets by the deadline?
Great.
So I assume if there's a hard cutoff.
Sure, that's a great question. Yes, a supervisor can set up an approver proxy in the event that they're unable to approve timesheets. But I also want to point out Banner has a super user role so that the payroll administrator can have some functions to master approve timesheets to push it through. So there's two options.
All right, thank you. The next one that came in, I believe, well, either or here. Would our users be able to see everyone's work/dashboard or just their own? So the dashboards you were talking about, Grace, would they be able to see what would, I assume role-based security would kick in here and they would only be able to see their own?
Correct, Al. It's all, you can let them see as much or as little as you want. You can actually let them see a dashboard and then tailor it to say they can only see these accounts, these funds on that dashboard. So Banner is very flexible in creating the roles you need to support a smooth operation of your system.
Perfect. So it can be tailored for the role.
Correct.
Is self-service configurable to not allow employees? So self-service, Brenda, this would be your area. Is self-service configurable to not allow employees to update personal information?
Yes, that's a great question. There's some organizations that do want view only, and there's some organizations that want update insert capabilities. And so you're able to configure the system based on your business process. And it's not just on the personnel side, there's other areas within the employee self-service that I can make view only or insert in updates. So you have that decision and it's configurable by your organization.
Great, thank you. And finally, last question here. Is there anything in addition to the baseline Banner ERP needed to support the exports to Excel, which you demonstrated? So Grace, I believe this is you. You demonstrated how you take the dashboard, the PO, a piece of information and export it into Excel. Is there anything in addition to the Banner software, plugins, add-ons?
Nothing at all, Al. We deliver this. Once you install this and you hit those buttons, of course you would need Excel. Everything will happen.
Well, there it is. Those were the questions I received. I'm checking now, and I don't see any more through the chat feature.
Al,
So with that, yeah, please, Brenda.
I think there is one. Is there a Jen? And it's for finance. It says, can you quickly?
Oh, can you quickly discuss the budget feature? Yep, I just saw it come through. Thank you. So, Grace,
yes.
this would be your area. Go for it.
Banner allows you to actually review your budget, look at last year's budget, do increases or line item budget. Budgeting is a big piece of the Banner product on self-service. It will allow you to create worksheets, and you can take those worksheets and then send them out to individual departments for review. They can come back to you. Those worksheets can then be modified by you. They can be locked down, sent back out to the departments for a final review where they won't be able to make changes, but then they would have to reach out to you by email to discuss anything they weren't extremely happy with. But there's a lot of flexibility there to handle those steps that are typically taken offline through Excel spreadsheets and meetings and reports. By putting it online, providing you with worksheets, letting you send these things automatically to the appropriate individuals, and then bring them back in the system where they can then be uploaded into your accounts. And Banner supports line item budgeting, pool budgeting, and a mix of both.
All right. So with that, I don't see any further questions, and I guess Brenda, I'll check with you. Am I missing any in the chat feature? All right.
I think you're good.
We covered Banner HR and Banner Finance at a fairly high level, about 40 minutes in. It's a lot of information. So I would implore you, if there's anything I can provide some more clarity on, and when I say I mean Brenda and Grace, My contact information is up on the screen. Please feel free to reach out to me. I can certainly pull together another presentation, get some more detail for you, and cover the modules in a little more depth, given the chance. So with that, I want to thank you very much. I know it's an unorthodox way of doing presentations, but we're still continuing on our web series, and really think it's a great way to spend 30-40 minutes and give you some information on our products and services. With that, I'll sign off and say thank you very much. Have a wonderful afternoon.